All right, my friends, we're going to take a look at SPY. We're going to take a look at Tesla. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin, and then by then we'll probably have some Q&A. Otherwise, I'll get into some random things. We'll see. But I just wanted to cover what's been going on with the TSLA dailies, because this is the type of trading that you can only do using SO meta-analysis. That's why SO meta-analysis is so much far superior to technical analysis or fundamental analysis. Like that and a million other reasons. Like, for instance, the fact that when you plan an entry and an exit, you can plan an entry and then an exit and a backup exit and a backup exit and a backup exit. So like you have a lot more of an edge trading in this way, but you have to understand that it's a completely different way of trading. Rather than trading with X in the X plus Y equals Z, everybody's trying to figure out Z. Most people, all of the classical people, the professional people out there are using X. They're using X. They don't really know what Y is, so they're planning accordingly. If Y is this, if Y is this, do this. If Y is this, do this. But it's an if then, right? There's one direction. There's one direction. There's no out further your next opportunity, out further your next opportunity. That's the type of thing that you can only do when you're looking at the future to plan the future. So if you're new to the channel and you just figured it out, I mean, you just found us, I should say, congrats on that, because this is a game changer. So these Tesla dailies, somebody ordered custom on our website, Tarot for Traders, for the entire month of October. So yesterday, basically just in the midst of watching what was happening, and this is very often how it happened, is like this, I'll look at the cards ahead of time, it'll give me a bunch of expectation, and then in real time when the chart transpires in real time, looking at the cards, looking at the chart, looking at the cards, looking at the chart, there's a lot of things that fill in that still are like precog. They're just like immediate precog, if you will. And it becomes a very, very powerful tool. We had this line kind of turn up here where towards the end of the day, I basically stated that if you purchase a short anywhere above this purple line, it should be pretty solid at some point, meaning that it should be profitable at some point in the not too distant future. At the same time, I also indicated that if you open up any longs anywhere below this purple line, at some point in the not too distant future, you were looking at a profitable trade as well. So what did we do? We opened up a straddle, and we did it one leg at a time, which any technical trader would be like, are you crazy? Why would you do that? You can't time the market. Well, my friend, we did it every single day. And here's a perfect example. Right? So in any case, we opened up today at the very open my Discord alert was to close out of long positions here and open or hold shorts from the prior day. If people chose not to exit at this Ace of Discs kind of energy here in the morning, then there was another opportunity. Then there was another opportunity towards the end of the day. But as we were progressing through the day, and I saw this take place, it opened up my eyes. Like we were rising to meet this purple line, indicated that there was another opportunity to open up a short if you missed it doing that in the morning. And lo and behold, boom, right into this red range where we have drawn this ahead of time as well. Those are solid trades. You entered into a straddle one leg at a time at optimal moments throughout yesterday, and then today you closed out of each leg at optimal times. Like, that's SO meta-analysis at its best, my friends. There's no competing. Nobody comes close. I'm not right all the time, but anybody who trades once, gets it wrong, and then blames it on me is just a fool. They're very foolish, because there's nobody who comes close to as accurate as me. Hey, shoot 'em up. Can we expect THETA to hit $10 to $12 by January, February? I mean, I'm so frustrated with THETA right now. So we got somebody that if they had exited me open up my THETA. I know somebody that has a lot in THETA. They've got a lot in THETA and trying to help them out. At this point, I'm trying to redeem myself because on the long, like on a 1 year chart scale, the pattern has been solid for 2024, but my expectations of the highest highs and the lowest lows did not come to fruition as expected. And, you know, had it, they would have made a lot more money, but there was an opportunity to close out earlier in the year. Had they taken it, it would have been like $1 million profit. So I'm trying to like, this is part of why I cover it every single month, because I want to make sure that I help them exit at a good price. And THETA on the long term is definitely bullish. It's just frustrating that throughout 2024, it's probably been my least accurate of all of the tickers in crypto that I've covered for 2024. It would be the least accurate, I think, by a landslide. It's like if you followed me in 2023, my SPCE was like the fail, and it wasn't that it was all wrong. The chart patterns and everything were pretty solid, except that the expectations of how high we would go and how low we would go at certain peaks and valleys didn't come to fruition, making it difficult to trade, even though we have the pattern. So, you know, it's all a learning lesson. Every time something like that happens, I see it as an opportunity to learn. There's nobody really to learn from as far as this goes. So all I really have is experience and mistakes to learn from. So when we have something difficult like this THETA at the end of the year, actually very, very soon, I should say, I'm going to take a good hard look into what went wrong and how to read it better for the following year. With that said, I'm happy to say that I was pretty aware ahead of time that it was not the clearest reading throughout the majority of like the middle portion of the year. I knew ahead of time it wasn't that clear. What I can say that's happily is that it's become a lot clearer, or it's becoming clearer and clearer as I move forward in time. I'm now working on the December readings. And when we look at December, January, there's a lot of encouragement for THETA. So hopefully they haven't lost hope in me. So, you know, it would be like such a shame, because it's literally like the one that's, you can't even call it a loser. It's just, it hasn't been as accurate as I expect them to be. It hasn't been up to par, in my opinion. Probably not just my opinion. So with that said, let's take a look and see how it's clearing up. So if you're just joining us, we're taking a look at THETA between now and the end of the year. Where did the October one go? Right, so this is what's frustrating to me. But this full card opportunity, like I said a few days ago, we want to see what transpires here with THETA. Oof, you got in at $4, shoot 'em up, yikes. I mean, I can say with confidence that if you hold on to THETA at some point, that'll be a low price and you will make money. But yikes, I mean, just hold on, my man. You know, it could very well be. Here's the thing, guys. Obviously, personally, my subconscious mind regarding wealth and whatnot, like I would be super wealthy by now if it was up to par. So when somebody says to me, hey, if this does well and makes this much, I'm going to send you this much as a rule of karma donation. Guys, that's a really nice sentiment, but it's a bad idea. You don't want to say that to me because that'll like interfere with the clarity, if that makes sense. So, you know, make sure to follow through on that, but don't tell me you're going to send me a rule of karma. Just, I'll find out when you do it. Don't jinx it, because that's pretty much what happens. Hopefully plenty of people will hear that message. I know they mean well when they say that, but oof. THETA is a good example. All right, so are we going to hit $10 to $12 by January, February? What the heck? All right, let's take a look. Everything's opened up now. We got 2024, we got 2025. So November is ugly, but what I was expecting is a full card opportunity and some sort of high before that based on this full card and this science card. And possibly this ruin here that I may have forgot to capture as an expectation. But with that said, when we look at it on a monthly, most likely we're going to see somewhere within this range here before the end of the month. I'm going to adjust this a bit. Then we go into November. November, very likely we have a highest high of some kind. Like a significant high on a one-year chart scale, not necessarily a highest high, not necessarily a highest high for a year, but it'll be a significant high. And what I'm hoping is that it's going to be like this full card opportunity that we're actually seeing today is an opportunity before a big move. Because by the end of November, we should be at year's lows again. See, and there's that full card again right there with the science card. Right there in the beginning of 2025. The highest high right smack there. All right, let's see. I got within $10 to $12 by the end of February. Now, keep in mind, guys, my accuracy is insane, but price level information is still not a good idea as far as if you're going to utilize it for entry and exit, you don't want to use exact prices. That's why I draw ellipses. That's why I draw ellipses rather than price levels, because it's in a range. It's not. It's often it'll just miss a level if you're looking for like an exact price level. Like often it'll just miss it, and you'll miss out on like a sale, or you miss out on like a buy opportunity because you were waiting for an exact price level. That is how you trade technical analysis. That is not how you trade ESO meta analysis. Okay, you trade ESO meta analysis. Instead of price levels as entry and exits, use timing, estimated timing with predicted chart behavior. You follow a sequence of events. When the chart behavior is supposed to create the high around that time, that's your entry, that's your exit. And you don't even need to do that anymore. All you need to do is have the access to the live Discord trade alerts and live updated trading view charts. And then, I mean, it's like a no-brainer. It becomes so easy. I got a no for January and a yes for February on that, FYI. So my friend that man, they must have like some hundreds of thousands of THETA network coins. Probably something like that. I don't know. But they got it at a better price than that. And I was having a tough time getting them back to that above that price range. But I think both of you at $4, them down in like the 2 something. You guys should be fine by February. Matter of fact, let's do it like that. So it looks like there was both buy opportunity in 2024 and 2025. We did have a prominent high on a multi-year scale. You can see in 2024, this is what you call a prominent high, not necessarily a highest high, but a prominent high. If I specify highest high, this would be highest high, right? Prominent high, prominent high, prominent high. In any case, there should be a pretty big move to the upside, like something more significant than this move, on something big on a multi-year scale and bigger scale than this move here in 2025 to the upside. I think the real high on a multi-year scale is going to take place somewhere around the end of 2026, maybe revisited in 2027. And then at that point, it probably makes sense. At 2027, I'll probably have another multi-year out for the following 10-year period, and we can look at it in more in-depth. But the preview card for the following 10-year period of 2030 to 2039, I mean, that is one of the most bullish cards in the deck. That represents a multi-year rally increasing with momentum moving forward in time. Huge, huge bullish indicator for future performance. I mean, when you look at the spike here from January to February, it does become actually quite possible by February that we're up there. What did you buy it at? Shoot 'em up. Hmm. See, what's interesting is that the full card, it appears here before all this bullish stuff going on here towards the end of the month. It appears prominently in December. It appears prominently here in the end of October. It appears prominently in the end of January. Like there's something going on there for sure. Oh, in November as well. I mean, not as prominently in November, but well, you could say that because it's within close proximity to a lowest low possibility. But you see, November looks ugly. That Ace of Cups right there, and that full card opportunity right there, are probably some of the best opportunities to buy on like a multi-year scale, most likely. At around $1.30, much better price. Shoot 'em up, much better price. I mean, on the grand scale, I'm much more clear on it, and I can tell you that that is a decent price to get in at. So just buy and hold, my friend. And even if I'm wrong on the price in the near term, it'll turn the accuracy. It's like I know when there's a chance of it not being as accurate as it should be because I can see the lack of clarity, if that makes sense. And then I can tell when something's clear. I can tell when something's missing clarity. I don't know how else to explain it, but it gets a lot clearer as we move into the very end of the year and into the beginning of 2025. All right, so let's take a look at, if you're just joining us, guys, we just took a look at Tesla for the day trades. Well, matter of fact, we were just reviewing, so let's back it up there. All right, so significant trade opportunity tomorrow on a multi-day scale as well. I'm going to mark this off as a Princess of Swords. Oh, guys, I got a special offer for you at the end of this. At the end of this live stream, you can only get it by typing in the URL, and it's that one-off I was telling you about, $1,000 off of a $2,500 product, which is basically Tesla dailies are an example of the product. Any stock ticker you choose, 1 month of consecutive daily stocks. This is for January, my friends. That's how far ahead we're getting. Right, we fell from it, returned to it, but most likely what we're going to do is fall from it, return to it again here at the end of the day, or maybe here on the 21st. Something interesting going on there. Probably towards the end of the day with like a sharp drop and then a return to resistance. So there's probably a pretty solid trade opportunity, maybe 2-day trade opportunities in here. Yep. Yeah, so tomorrow, this price level here, somewhere in this range here, is probably going to be a significant, like, an important kind of area. I'll have a better idea once we open, based on the price level of the open, but my expectation as of right now, this will probably change, or it might change, but my expectation of right now, if you're new to the channel, these ellipses, what the heck? These ellipses represent areas on the chart where I expect like a peak to form. Here's an example. This was drawn, entered into it, it became a peak and turned around in reverse. The red ellipses, on the other hand, are basically the opposites, where we expect troughs and lows to form. I'm not always right, but a sane percentage of the time I am right. So, you know, as long as you trade responsibly, you should be good to go. In any case, I expect us to kind of, we probably, oh, excuse me, it should be like this. Somewhere around here, we probably fall from, and then we return towards it, to it at the end of the day at some point, maybe like 2 to 3 o'clock hour, maybe. Either that or at the close. And then you've got the cross-trading congruencies there. So if I'm wrong and we were lower at the close, then likely what will happen is we'll see that price level there at the beginning of the day on the 21st. That's why we mark off these price levels in SO meta-analysis, because they help us to judge expectations of price levels in the future with what we call corresponding or what we call congruencies in the card's appearances in different readings. SPY crashing soon. Hey, Avila. All right, so that was Tesla. Check out the Discord trade alerts tomorrow, because we're going to be covering that closely for more trade opportunity. We really had some solid trades there today. And again, at the end of this, I'm going to tell you guys about a special offer where you can order just like this. Why is this not? Oh, excuse me. Where you can order just like I have for the month of October, daily Teslas by the hour with day trades and all that stuff. And then we look at it from a monthly standpoint as well. You can order that for any month of your choosing starting in January 2025. And we're giving you a special offer, $1,000 off of that product. That's almost 50% off. I'll give you guys a special link to that after this. All right, so let's take a look at SPY. Oh, gotta get the 1 year open. My apologies. So we have a highest high indicator here, or a highest high thus far indicator here towards the end of October. It looks like that's really coming to fruition. If you're new to the channel and you're wondering, this 2024 reading that we're using today with insane accuracy still today was created on June 16th, 2023 at 10:17 p.m. Eastern Time. Look, I double click it and it brings me to this file right here. So I'm not really seeing what you would call a crash per se, at least not here in the end of 2024. I was expecting more of a decline than we had here early in the month, but even so, the pattern still holds up quite solidly. So we should drop from this high here, probably down here, maybe to here. Let's see. Oh my gosh, where's my 1 year? Is it like moving it? It's literally moving it on me. There we go. Yeah, so based on where we're at, guys, my sense is that this full card opportunity is probably a bullish opportunity on the near term. I got distracted by THETA. See, there's that sideways rotation right there. And this is also a pretty strong indication that we have a lower price level in November than we do in October. Often you'll find the star card appearing out of a decline. It's an unexpected move higher in a lot of cases. And then the light purple does correlate to a decline. We rally into key resistance, break down with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. There's a significant correlation to a highest high in November as well. So I don't think it's going to take us into lowest lows or anything, but there should be a sharp drop before we have another big move to the highs again, or probably even higher. No major crash here that I can see in the remainder of 2024. All right, so as far as Bitcoin is going, this is pretty much going according to plan. Another example of these live updated trading view charts that you have access to as part of the monthly access subscription on our website, TAO for Traders. So this purple line I drew, which is kind of like a rough expectation of what I expect to take place, and people probably have exited longer term, like multi-day buy holds, and are looking for entries into shorts, possibly entered into a partial short already. But we should be somewhere within this range within this time period, and somewhere within this range within this time period. So it makes for a pretty solid short range in Bitcoin. And towards the end of the day here, we should have a nice move to the upside, actually. Yeah, towards the very end of the day here, nice move to the upside to a resistance level, probably to a high. Based on where we are, this is probably a high here on the 18th. Yep. So if you're new to the channel, basically the way you would read something like this is when we enter into like the light ellipse, you open up partial position. We enter into the slightly darker ellipse area, you add to that position. We enter into a slightly darker, add to that position. So you should do it in partials. You're welcome, Avila. Oh, my bad, shoot 'em up, TAO. And then I'm going to cap the questions there, my friends. I got a lot of work to do. Okay, I think I haven't actually done a 1 year on it yet, although it's on the agenda. So we'll just look at a chart here. Yeah, so my sense is that we would remain within this range throughout the remainder of 2020, like basically into 2025. We should remain within this range, which basically indicates that anything around here would be a good opportunity to open up a long. Anything around here would be a good opportunity to open up a short. Anything around here would be a good opportunity to close a long, close a short. Anything around here would be a good opportunity to close a long. So you can play around with that kind of price range there. This is a chart that would be in our total access subscription. Let's make sure it's in there. All right, my friends, with that said, I'm going to roll. Next regularly scheduled time frame that we're going to be on is 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow. Before I roll, let me just tell you about that special offer. I'll give you the link right now. If you have access to our Angel Investor Discord channel, then you had access to this link already probably for a couple days. The name's the URL's a little long to be typing it in there. I guess my guy forgot that this needs to be typed in. In any case, you could always ask me, whoever messages me about this first, it's the first one, first come, first serve. But it's $1,000 off of our 30 days consecutive daily stock. It's daily prediction by the hour. Any stock of your choosing for the month of January 2025, $1,500. It's a first come, first serve, one time, one person only kind of deal. So if you're interested in that, do not hesitate. Pull the trigger ASAP before somebody else does. Much love and appreciation. Blessings.